It's official. The U-Haul trucks don't lie. Everyone's packing up, cashing out, and heading straight for the Lone Star State. Texas isn't just growing, it's exploding. For the third year in a row, it's the #1 inbound state in America. And we're not just talking retirees and RVs. Families, remote workers, entrepreneurs, even Californians, yes, still, are making the move faster than you can say brisket. The reason? A perfect cocktail of affordability, opportunity, and that big Texas confidence that somehow makes even the suburbs feel like an adventure. The numbers tell the story. Over 500,000 people are relocating to Texas every single year, and they're not doing it quietly. Dallas-Fort Worth alone added more new residents than most entire states. Austin? Still the tech darling of the South. Houston? A job magnet with a skyline that looks like someone accidentally built two cities on top of each other. And San Antonio, somehow managing to grow fast while staying laid back, friendly, and weirdly underrated. In this video, we're breaking down exactly why everyone is moving to the Lone Star State in 2026. From the booming cities to the small towns nobody talks about but everyone falls in love with. So grab a drink, settle in, and let's hit the road. Because by the end of this video, you might just be looking up homes in Austin, daydreaming about ranch land near Waco, or wondering if it's time to trade snow shovels for sunshine. And hey, before we start, if you enjoy videos like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment down below. It helps more than you think. And who knows, your next comment might just be from your new home state. Texas has 0 state income tax. That's right, 0. Every paycheck feels like a tiny raise, and people are finally realizing it's not just oil barons who benefit. In a world where most states are reaching deeper into wallets than ever, Texas just tips its hat and says, keep it. For the average family, that means thousands of extra dollars every year. Money that can go toward a mortgage, a road trip, or an aggressively large barbecue pit. It's financial breathing room, and once people get a taste of it, there's no going back. That's the magic of Texas economics. You earn, you spend, you build, and the government stays politely out of your way. The no-income tax rule isn't a gimmick, it's a philosophy. A belief that people should decide how to use their money, not a spreadsheet in a capital 1,000 miles away. And it's working. The state's GDP has been climbing like a SpaceX rocket, and new businesses are setting up shop faster than Texans can say, howdy. But it's not just about dollars and cents. It's about mindset. Moving to Texas feels like stepping into a place that rewards hustle, creativity, and a bit of old-fashioned grit. Whether you're a teacher, a trucker, or a tech entrepreneur fresh out of California, you get to keep more of what you earn. And that changes how people live. It means more small businesses, more dreamers taking risks, and more families actually saving for their futures. So while other states debate new taxes and fees, Texans are out here turning that money into real life. Front porches, side businesses, road trips, and second chances. In the land of no income tax, freedom doesn't just come from open skies, it comes from an open wallet. While other states are auctioning off broom closets for $500,000, Texans are still finding real houses with yards, garages, and driveways big enough for their trucks. Here, space isn't a luxury, it's a lifestyle. You can actually stretch your legs, plant a garden, or host that weekend cookout without your neighbor's window 3 feet away. The average home price in Texas hovers around $350,000, which, compared to coastal madness, feels like discovering a cheat code for adulthood. In many cities, that gets you 4 bedrooms, a yard, and a view that doesn't involve your neighbor's satellite dish. Cities like Fort Worth, Katy, and Georgetown are booming with new developments that balance affordability with style. Think modern builds, smart layouts, and communities designed for people who actually live in them, not investors treating neighborhoods like trading cards. Even smaller towns like New Braunfels and Tyler are seeing a wave of newcomers who want charm without chaos. And they're getting it. Of course, prices are rising, everything is, But Texas still stands as one of the last places in America where owning a home feels possible, not mythical. The secret? Land. There's just so much of it. Drive 20 minutes in almost any direction, and you'll find open plots waiting to become someone's forever home. Developers love it, families love it, and frankly, your wallet will too. And it's not just about cheap square footage, it's about value. For every dollar you spend here, you get a little more peace, a little more comfort, and a lot more sky. Because in Texas, you don't have to be rich to live big. You just have to show up, unpack, and enjoy the kind of breathing room most people have forgotten even exists. The job market here isn't just strong, it's sprinting. Tech, healthcare, logistics, and energy are fueling a boom so fast even Californians are speechless. Texas has quietly become America's economic engine, and it's not running out of fuel anytime soon. Over the past few years, major companies have stampeded into the state. Tesla, Oracle, Hewlett-Packard, Samsung, you name it. Setting up sprawling campuses in cities like Austin, Dallas, and Houston. The result? Tens of thousands of new jobs across nearly every industry. Whether you write code, weld metal, or manage spreadsheets, Texas has a spot for you. And probably a parking space, too. Part of the magic comes from how business-friendly the state is. Low taxes, fewer regulations, and a pro-growth mindset make it a dream for entrepreneurs and corporations alike. There's a reason the phrase, "we're moving to Texas," became Silicon Valley's least favorite breakup line. Companies are saving millions, and workers are reaping the rewards with higher wages and lower living costs. Healthcare hubs in Dallas and Houston are booming. The Port of Houston is one of the busiest in the nation, keeping global trade flowing. Logistics companies love the central location. You can ship goods to either coast in a matter of days. And let's not forget Austin, a once sleepy college town turned Silicon Prairie, now pulsing with startups and innovation. But beyond the big names and shiny numbers, the real story is stability. When the national economy wobbles, Texas tends to hold steady. The job market here doesn't just grow, it endures. That's why people aren't just moving here for work. They're moving here for careers. Because in Texas, opportunity doesn't knock once. It keeps knocking, louder, like a neighbor with a plate of fresh brisket. Whether you're a cowboy coder in Austin, a suburban dreamer in Frisco, or a Gulf breeze chaser in Corpus Christi, Texas has a city for you. That's the beauty of it. Texas isn't just one flavor. It's an entire buffet of lifestyles, each with its own rhythm, charm, and attitude. Austin is the creative powerhouse. A little weird, a little wild, and filled with music that spills out of every bar and food truck. Dallas, sleek and ambitious, is where skyscrapers meet southern hospitality, and the happy hours come with skyline views. Houston, it's the melting pot of America. 150, languages spoken, world-class dining, and a business scene that moves faster than rush hour traffic on the I-610. And then there's San Antonio, a city that somehow manages to grow while still feeling like home. Between its historic missions, riverwalks, and tacos, so good they should have their own zip code, it's the soul of South Texas. Head north and you'll find towns like Frisco and McKinney, where young families trade chaos for comfort. Good schools, green parks, and neighbors who wave from their driveways. Down south, coastal cities like Corpus Christi and Galveston offer that salty air and laid-back living that feels like summer never ends. What makes Texas special isn't just variety, it's a balance. Big cities that still feel neighborly, small towns that hum with opportunity, and just enough distance between them to make every road trip feel like a new adventure. No matter who you are, artist, engineer, or weekend wanderer, there's a Texas city waiting to match your energy. Because here, you don't just pick a zip code, you pick a lifestyle. And chances are it comes with sunshine, live music, and a barbecue joint within walking distance. From smoked brisket so tender it collapses on sight, to tacos that could legally count as therapy, Texas food culture is a contact sport with flavor. Eating here isn't just a necessity, it's a competitive event. Every city, every small town, every roadside shack has something worth bragging about. In Austin, breakfast tacos are a religion. In Lockhart, the barbecue capital of the state, you'll stand in line for hours just to experience ribs so smoky they practically disappear when you look at them too hard. And Houston? It's the most diverse food city in America. A place where you can eat authentic Vietnamese pho for lunch, Nigerian jollof rice for dinner, and still have room for late-night Tex-Mex. What makes Texas food culture so special isn't just the ingredients, it's the obsession. Barbecue here isn't grilled. It's an art form that involves patience, prayer, and sometimes a 16-hour smoke cycle. Tacos are judged by tortilla texture, not toppings. Even gas stations serve colaches and brisket sandwiches that would put five-star restaurants to shame. And don't even get started on chili. Just remember, if you add beans, you'd better be ready to defend yourself. But here's the thing, the food isn't fancy, it's personal. Recipes are passed down like family heirlooms, and every bite tastes like someone's proud of it. It's a community in edible form, the kind that gathers around picnic tables, food trucks, and Friday night football games. In Texas, meals are memories, not just menu items. You'll come for the ribs and stay for the warmth. Literal and emotional. Because when it comes to food, Texans don't mess around. They smoke, season, and serve until you forget why you ever lived anywhere else. Forget the stereotypes. Texas isn't just desert and tumbleweed. It's rivers that glow at sunset, pine forests that hum, and hill country that looks like it was painted by God on a coffee break. You can drive 8 hours in any direction and feel like you've crossed into an entirely new world. One day you're kayaking through the turquoise springs of the Guadalupe River. The next you're hiking through Big Bend National Park. A place so vast and cinematic it makes you question whether you're still on Earth. In the Panhandle, canyons blaze red and gold under open skies. Down south, you've got beaches with water so warm it feels like a bath with better views. Texas is nature's mixtape. East Texas hums with pine trees and quiet lakes that look straight out of a painting. Central Texas rolls like an endless green ocean, dotted with wildflowers that turn whole fields blue every spring. And West Texas? It's rugged, wild, and dramatic, where the Milky Way shows up in full HD every night. You don't need filters here, the sky does all the editing for you. Even in the cities, nature never feels far away. Austin's Barton Springs is basically a natural swimming pool in the middle of downtown. San Antonio's Riverwalk feels like Venice got a Texas accent. And the state parks, over 80 of them, are so well kept that weekend camping trips have become a local tradition. Here's the kicker, it's all accessible. No 6-hour lines, no permits required, no gatekeeping. Just open land and open skies. Because in Texas, the outdoors isn't a vacation, it's part of daily life. Every sunset feels earned, every breeze feels like a reward, and every road leads somewhere worth stopping. Texans will wave at you on the road, hold doors open for strangers, and somehow still argue that Whataburger is better than oxygen. It's a culture of charm and confidence rolled into one. There's something different about the people here. A mix of old-school manners and new-age confidence that just works. Strangers greet you like they've known you since 3rd grade. A smile isn't suspicious here, it's standard issue. Whether you're in a city skyscraper or a roadside diner, someone will ask how you're doing and actually wait for an answer. And if your car breaks down on a rural highway, don't be surprised if 3 people pull over before you can even open your phone. It's not just kindness, it's pride. Texans genuinely love where they live. The flags on porches aren't decoration, they're declarations. You'll see the state outline on bumper stickers, boots, belt buckles, and even lattes. It's almost like a personality trait at this point. A collective understanding that being from Texas means something, and it's contagious. Within weeks of moving here, you'll find yourself saying y'all, ordering sweet tea without thinking, and defending brisket as if it were a constitutional right. But beneath all that swagger is warmth. Texans might tease you for not knowing what fixin' to means, but they'll also invite you over for dinner 5 minutes later. It's a social culture built on mutual respect, where good manners aren't just polite, they're expected. So yeah, Texans are proud. Maybe a little too proud. But it's the kind of pride that builds community, not walls. Because here, everyone's welcome at the table. Especially if you brought dessert and know how to two-step. Yes, it's hot, like could fry an egg on the dash. Hot. But ask anyone why they stay, and they'll just say, it's a dry heat, partner. Spoiler, it's not. Summers in Texas hit differently, more like walking into an oven that's also somehow humid. But here's the twist. Nobody really complains. They joke about it, sure, but deep down, Texans wear the heat like a badge of honor. It's part of the deal, like sweet tea or traffic on I-35. You sweat, you adapt, and then you brag to your northern friends who are still shoveling snow in April. The truth is, Texas weather isn't one size fits all. The state is so massive it basically contains 4 climates at once. You've got mild winters in the hill country, ocean breezes along the Gulf Coast, dry desert air in West Texas, and every once in a while, yes, a freak snowstorm that confuses everyone. Texans take it all in stride. They'll crank up the AC, grab a Shiner Bock, and say, it's just summer being dramatic. And honestly, there's a kind of charm to it. Those blazing sunsets, they're a direct result of all that heat. The long summer evenings mean more time for porch swings, barbecue smoke, and late-night swims in water that feels like silk. Even the thunderstorms that loud, flashing, and over in 10 minutes feel theatrical, like nature's way of reminding you who's boss. Sure, the heat can melt your willpower by noon, but by sunset, the cicadas are singing, the sky is glowing, and everyone's outside again. Because for all its extremes, the Texas climate teaches resilience. And maybe that's why nobody really minds it. You can air condition your house, but you can't air condition pride. At the end of the day, what people really come for is freedom. Financial, personal, and the kind that feels like open sky stretching for miles. Texas doesn't just offer freedom, it breathes it. It's built into the landscape, the culture, even the conversations you overhear in diners. There's a reason people call it the Lone Star State. Independence isn't a motto here, it's a way of life. You can build your own business without drowning in red tape, design your home the way you want it, or buy a few acres and finally live that wide-open dream you've been scrolling past on Zillow for years. It's not just about laws or taxes, it's about mindset. Texans believe in figuring things out for themselves. They don't wait for permission, and they don't apologize for thinking big. That attitude creates a ripple effect. More small businesses, more startups, more people taking risks because the environment encourages it. The air feels a little lighter when you know the system isn't stacked against you, but the freedom effect goes deeper than economics. It's how people live. You can drive for hours without hitting the same scenery twice, start over in a new town without judgment, or find a community that lets you be exactly who you are. It's why artists love Austin, why ranchers swear by the plains, and why dreamers of all kinds keep showing up with U-Haul keys and hope. In Texas, freedom isn't something you earn. It's something you inherit the moment you arrive. It's in the space, the sky, and the spirit of the people who call it home. Because here, life doesn't come with limits and just horizons. So, that's Texas. Big, bold, and a little bit ridiculous. In the best possible way. From the sizzling barbecue pits to the endless highways that seem to hum with possibility, this state isn't just a place to live in, it's a statement. A declaration that life doesn't have to be cramped, overtaxed, or overcomplicated. Whether you came here chasing lower taxes, better weather, or just a little more breathing room, Texas has a way of turning newcomers into lifers. Maybe it's the people, endlessly kind but fiercely proud. Maybe it's the sunsets that paint the sky like it's trying to outdo itself every evening. Or maybe it's the quiet comfort of knowing you're standing somewhere that still believes in big dreams and second chances. So if you've ever wondered what it feels like to start fresh under a sky that never seems to end, well, now you know why everyone's moving here. The secret's out, and the trucks are already rolling. If you enjoyed this little road trip through the Lone Star State, go ahead and hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow. Drop a comment down below and tell us your favorite Texas city or which one you'd move to tomorrow if you could. And don't forget to subscribe, because we've got a lot more stories like this coming your way. Until next time, keep chasing the open skies, the good food, and the good life wherever you find it.